Imagine this. It's a quiet morning at home. You've just poured yourself a cup of coffee, maybe turned on the TV for some background noise, getting ready to start your day. Your phone rings. The number isn't in your contacts, but it looks like a normal US number, so you decide to pick up. On the other end, you hear a calm, polite voice. "Hello, this is the Security and Fraud Department from Amazon. We've just detected a suspicious purchase on your account. Did you order a MacBook for $799? In that moment, everything inside you freezes. You definitely didn't buy any MacBook. You weren't shopping, you didn't click anything, you didn't enter your card anywhere. But one thought immediately grabs you. Did someone really just charge almost $800 to my card? The voice on the line sounds very professional and reassuring, not angry or threatening at all. If this wasn't you, we need to cancel this transaction immediately. If we don't stop it right now, the charge will go through and the laptop will be shipped. It sounds like they're on your side, like they noticed the problem before you did, like they want to protect you. And right there is the point where the real story begins. This is no longer about a purchase you never made. This is about how someone takes your fear, your confusion, and uses it like a tool to get exactly what they want from you. Let's slow this moment down. You're standing there with the phone in your hand. Your coffee is getting cold. The TV is still talking in the background, but you barely hear it. In your head, there is just one picture, a big charge going through on your card, money you worked for disappearing, and somewhere out there, a stranger getting a brand new MacBook on your dime. Your heart beats faster. Your hands might feel a little shaky. Thoughts start to run in different directions. Did someone steal my identity? Did I get hacked? Did I do something wrong online? In that emotional fog, nobody thinks calmly and logically, and the person on the other end of the line is counting on exactly that. So they keep talking, just a little bit faster. "Please, don't worry, we're here to help you. We just need to verify some information so we can block this charge. If we don't do it in the next couple of minutes, there's nothing we can do later." Notice what they don't say. They don't say, "Hang up and call us back on the number on the back of your card." They don't say, "Open your bank app and check your recent transactions yourself." They don't say, "Log into your Amazon account the way you normally do and see if there is actually a MacBook order there." Instead, they push you to do everything right there, right now, in this call, with no pause, no second opinion, no quiet moment to think. To make everything sound more believable, they hide behind names you already trust. Amazon, Walmart, Target, maybe even the name of your bank. These are brands that for years have been connected in your mind with reliability, refunds, buyer protection, everyday shopping. When someone says, "This is Amazon Security," it doesn't sound like a random stranger from who knows where. It sounds like a big, serious company that cares about its customers. Sometimes they will even know your name, your city, maybe the last 4 digits of your card, because that kind of information often leaks and gets sold. And when a voice says, "Mrs. Johnson, we're seeing suspicious activity on your Amazon account," it hits a very real nerve. Your caller ID might even show something that looks like Amazon customer service, or a number that looks very close to your bank's number. There is technology that lets scammers fake that. To most people, seeing that on the screen feels like proof. If my phone says it's Amazon, it must be Amazon. That's exactly what they want you to think. But the main weapon here is not technology. The main weapon is emotion. In this kind of scam, they are not tempting you with "you want a prize" or "you've been approved for a special offer." They are not playing on greed. They are pressing on fear. Fear of losing money. Fear that someone has broken into your financial life. Fear that if you don't do exactly what they say and do it fast, you will be left alone with a huge bill. That is why the amounts are always big and uncomfortable. Hundreds of dollars for a laptop, a phone, a TV, something you absolutely would notice if it really went through. The number has to be large enough that you cannot shrug and say, "I'll check it later." It has to feel like an emergency. And then, right at the peak of that fear, comes the helper. "We noticed this suspicious purchase and we're calling to protect you. We want to secure your account." It sounds like a lifeline. It sounds like someone just threw you a rope while you're standing on the edge of a cliff. The truth is, that rope is attached to their pocket, not your safety.
What happens next usually follows the same pattern. They ask you to confirm that this wasn't you. You say, "No, that wasn't me. I didn't buy anything." They pretend to type. Maybe you hear some keyboard clicks, a little sigh. "All right, I understand. In that case, we need to cancel this transaction and secure your account. To do that, we have to verify your identity." And then, step by step, the conversation shifts. It is no longer about a fake MacBook. It is about you, your card, your accounts. They start asking for things nobody should ever ask you on a call. Your full card number, the expiration date, the 3-digit code on the back, maybe the username for your bank or Amazon account. Most dangerously, they ask for the one-time codes that your bank or Amazon sends you by text message or in a notification. They will call it a verification code, a security step, proof that you're the account holder. In reality, those codes are the keys. When you read that code out loud, you are not protecting anything. You are unlocking the door for them so they can walk straight into your account or approve a transfer of your money to themselves. Sometimes they don't start with a phone call at all. Instead, you get a text or an email. Amazon, suspicious purchase of MacBook for $799. If this wasn't you, click here to cancel. The message might look neat and official. The logo looks right, the colors look right, the wording sounds like something a company might write. The link they give you might even look almost like the real thing, with Amazon somewhere in the address. You click because you're worried and you want to make the problem go away. The page that opens looks like a normal Amazon login page. You see a familiar logo and boxes for your email and password. But the problem is, this is not actually Amazon. This is a copy. When you type your credentials there, they don't go to Amazon's computers. They go straight to the scammer. Now they can log into your real account, change the password, look at your saved cards, place orders, sometimes even get into your email if you use the same password in more than one place. And if the fake page also asks for your card number to verify your identity, they now have everything they need. This whole setup is especially dangerous for people who didn't grow up with the internet, with smartphones, with constant logins and passwords. If your whole life you were taught that when a serious organization calls you about money, you listen and you cooperate, this script hits you exactly where you are most vulnerable. You don't want to make a mistake. You don't want to be rude. You don't want to lose control of your finances. So when someone sounds confident, calm, and seems to know what they're talking about, it feels natural to follow their instructions. And if you are already tired or not feeling well or distracted by something at home, it becomes even easier for them to push you into a corner. Another important piece of their strategy is fake urgency. Real banks and real companies might tell you about suspicious activity, but they will never insist that your only chance to save your money is to do everything right now, in this second, in this one call with this one person. Scammers, on the other hand, will absolutely do that. If we hang up, we can't help you. If you don't give me this code, the money is gone. You don't have time to call your bank. We are your bank. All of these lines are meant to shut down your thinking and speed up your reactions. They want you to feel like you're in a burning building, and the only exit is the door they are pointing at. In reality, that door leads straight into their trap. From the outside, when you hear this story calmly, it might sound almost too simple. A strange number, a call about money, requests for secret information. It seems obvious that something is wrong. But remember, in real life, people answer these calls while cutting vegetables in the kitchen, looking after grandkids, watching the news, sitting in a doctor's waiting room, or trying to get through a long list of chores. Nobody walks around all day in perfect detective mode. That's why this works. They don't need you to be foolish. They just need you to be busy or stressed or surprised for a few minutes.
So what can you actually do to protect yourself? The first and most powerful thing doesn't require any app or special setting. It's a small habit in your mind. Anytime someone calls or writes you about money, especially with words like suspicious, fraud, urgent, you tell yourself, "Stop. I don't have to solve this on this call." Treat it like someone knocking on your door late at night. You don't swing the door wide open just because the voice outside says something scary or important. You pause. You look through the peephole. You ask questions. With calls about money, that peephole is very simple. You hang up and you contact your bank or Amazon the way you normally do, using the number on the back of your card or the official app you already have. There is one golden rule that every parent and grandparent should know and repeat to themselves. The person who calls you first does not get to ask for your secrets. If they dialed your number, they do not need your full card number. They do not need the 3 digits on the back. They do not need your passwords. They do not need any security code that came to you in a text. Real companies, real banks, real fraud departments already have the information they need on their side of the screen. They may ask you to confirm your name, your date of birth, maybe the last 4 digits of your social security number or card, but they will never say, "Read me the code your bank just texted you," and they will never pressure you if you say, "I prefer to call back on the official number." Imagine how the conversation sounds when the control is in your hands. The caller says, We see a $799 charge for a MacBook on your Amazon account. Is this you? You answer calmly, "If this is real, I'll check it myself in my bank app and in my Amazon account. I don't give out any codes or card numbers over the phone." If they are truly who they say they are, they will respect that and tell you how to reach them through official channels. If they start to push harder, to scare you, to rush you, you've just gotten your clearest signal yet that hanging up is the right move. Even when you handle a call correctly, fear can linger. That's human. The best way to deal with that fear is with facts you check yourself. After you hang up, you take your card, look at the phone number printed on the back, and call your bank directory. Or you open the bank's official app and check your recent transactions. If there's no mysterious MacBook or other big purchase there, you can breathe easier. Then you open your Amazon app or go to Amazon.com the way you normally do. Check your orders, your payment methods, and make sure everything looks familiar. You didn't click on any unknown links, you didn't give away any codes, and now you've double-checked with the real company. That is what real control feels like. Now let's talk about the hardest part. What to do if, in the heat of the moment, you already made a mistake. Maybe you read out a code that came in a text. Maybe you told someone your full card number and the code on the back. Maybe you clicked a link in an email, logged into what you thought was Amazon, and only later realized the address at the top of the screen looked a little strange. It is easy in that moment to feel ashamed, to beat yourself up, to say, "I should have known better." But shame is exactly what helps scammers. If you feel too embarrassed to tell anyone what happened, they get more time to use your information. If you recognize that you might have given something away, the most important thing is not to wait. As soon as you suspect that a call or message was fake, you call your bank using the number on your card. You tell them plainly and calmly what happened. Someone called saying they were from security. I gave them a code from a text. I think it might have been a scam. Or I entered my card information on a website that said it was Amazon, but now I'm not sure. Bank employees hear stories like this every day. They are not there to judge you. They are there to help you block your card, watch for suspicious transactions, and try to stop any damage as quickly as possible. The earlier you call, the more there is they can still protect. If you typed your Amazon password, your email password, or any other logging on a suspicious website, think of it like you handed someone a copy of your house key. The next step is to change the locks. You log into the real website or app using a method you trust, and you change your password to something new and stronger. If you use that same password in more than one place, change it there too. It's a bit of work, but it's much better than discovering later that someone has been reading your messages or ordering things in your name.
There is one more powerful layer of protection that doesn't come from technology, but from family and community. A lot of older people, after being tricked once, keep it to themselves. They feel guilty, or they don't want to worry their kids, or they're afraid someone will say, "How could you fall for that?" In reality, talking about these calls and messages is one of the best ways to protect not just yourself, but everyone around you. If it happened to you today, there is a good chance that tomorrow the same type of scammer will call your neighbor, your sister, your friend from church. When you tell your story, "They called saying they were from Amazon, they wanted my codes, they scared me about a big purchase," you are turning your experience into a warning light for someone else. You can even agree on a simple rule inside your family. Any phone call about money gets a second opinion. If something sounds scary or urgent, the first step is not to answer all the questions the stranger asks. The first step is to call someone you trust, a son, a daughter, a grandchild, a close friend, and say, "I got this weird call. They said there was a suspicious purchase. Can you help me check?" That other person, especially if they're more comfortable with phones and apps, can help you look at your bank and Amazon accounts, confirm what's real, and tell you, "Yes, this is fine," or "No, hang up and block that number." And finally, there is something very important to remember about being careful. Being cautious does not mean you are paranoid, rude, or too suspicious. In today's world, calmly saying no on the phone is an act of self-defense. Hanging up when someone pressures you is not bad manners, it is basic safety. Telling a stranger, "I don't give out information over the phone, I'll call my bank myself," is not an insult. It is you drawing a clear line around your money, your identity, your peace of mind. It is much better to be too careful 10 times than to be too trusting one time with the wrong person.